Man, Rooster, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere. Well, welcome back, everybody.
Oh, hey.
We're back.
Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you waiting.
Yeah, we got the refills here,
Wait.
nice and cold.
Is this?
You know, it's that show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, I'm still Bishop.
Brewster, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't swap.
Yeah.
I mean,
Swap seats? What?
Did you actually take the red pill or the blue pill?
I think I took them both.
Oh my God! You did the pods challenge.
The pods challenge. Jesus.
We left you off. We were talking about BUSD Crops Farmer.
Mm-hmm.
We want to kind of go into detail why we like this so much and why we decided to dip our toes into the water here a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll the red carpet out to Rooster here, and he's going to kind of break down a couple PowerPoints, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So, like we've already discussed, like the primary thing is the 8% of your money per day. Basically, you're funding these little farmers, and they go to work for you and harvest these crops. That's the whole like analogy for getting this money. So, $100 can buy you, I think it was 500 of these farmers or whatever.
It's roughly about that.
Yeah. So, each of them give you 8% on your money per day, and then you choose to reinvest your profits into buying more farmers so that it becomes more efficient. Obviously, 8% of your $100 is $8, so the next day you have $108. 8% of that is $9 or $10, and it just gets exponential. We were looking at that calculator, and it was like after months the numbers get ridiculous.
Yeah, we should probably put that calculator in, but we need to say that there's an error caution there, because that's a straight up compounding calculator.
Yeah, the calculator will add in 8% a day every day, but the program's technically a little different because you reinvest for 6 days in a row and then you pull your profits on the 7th day. So you really only invest for 6 days out of every 7 days, and then you keep your profits every 7 days. So hopefully after a couple of days or weeks of doing this, you get your initial investment back.
Yeah, and that really just depends on the involvement with the community, people telling their friends and family, co-workers, anybody that they know. I mean, even their own children. I mean, I personally know a family that all the kids are grown and they're in college. Mom and dad both are in crypto. All 3 kids are in crypto. They all do crazy stuff. In fact,
how old are the kids?
Well, the youngest is 19, going on 20, and the oldest is 25, going on 26. Which that son is actually in. He's in programming.
Oh, really?
Right, because he's been involved in it now for about 8 years. He was involved in it before he graduated high school. He went to school to learn how to program.
Yeah.
And so that's how dedicated he is to pushing the blockchain technologies, which is crazy. I digress. Let's move back.
Yeah, so like we already talked about, every 12 hours you have to come back to this program and you physically click the button that says you're going to reinvest that money from the previous 12 hours into workers.
Dowers?
Did I say dowers?
Dowers, you did.
I said hours.
No, you said dowers.
Did I say dowers? Did I mix up dowers and hours? Every 3 hours you put into dowers.
Now, and here's the thing that needs to be noted as well, is that let's say you started this at 8 o'clock at night, right?
Yep.
Now, that's kind of a good rhythm, right? Every 12 hours.
Maybe for you, 8 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock in the morning.
I'm not talking about vampires.
Woo.
But 8 o'clock at night, and then when you get up and you're getting ready to go to work, or you're on your way to work or whatever, if you got your laptop with you, and you have to access this through a secure device. We'll get into that in our next video. But if you don't make it on time, don't worry. It's not going anywhere. So if you need something, it's a little more of your time schedule. Let's say you miss it on the first morning, you miss it on a morning, and you get to it at 6 o'clock that night.
Yeah.
Right? Your money's not going anywhere. It's just it's not aggregating the way it needs to.
It's not constantly growing if you put it off and wait.
And then you reinvest, at 6 o'clock, and now the next morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, you can actually go back in and reinvest it again because it's every 12 hours.
Yeah.
Now you do have to participate, and he was telling me, Rooster was telling me that there's an important feature.
Yeah. We've talked about whales and whales coming in and, you know, swooping all the money and sucking it out of the community. And that's what we talked about. A major foundation of this program was their whole thing is to work around that. So they have this 48-hour timer in there that resets every time you rehire workers. So you need to log in and participate at least every 48 hours, or else your pot gets full and it can't fill up anymore after 48 hours. And that, like we said, that's to prevent old Richie Rich from coming in and putting $1 million in there and then not touching it for 2 years and then coming back and pulling out more money than's on the planet. So.
Right. Owning you.
Right.
And everybody else on the platform.
Right.
There's another feature that's in here with the bonus percentages, and why don't you explain that?
With the 2.5% that
correct.
comes. So.
That's correct.
So every 12 hours, when you reinvest and put that money back into more farmers, you get a 2.5% bonus in the number of farmers. So you can do that for 5 12-hour periods in a row to boost that bonus up to 25%. So you can get a maximum of 25% more efficiency from constantly reinvesting every 12 hours. So
which equates to on your 7th day basically a 25% increase in your return, because while you're not getting it back in a monetary fashion, you're getting it back in miners, and the miners themselves become more efficient.
Exactly.
And at the 7th day, you can pretty much guarantee that you got a 20 to 25% increase on your investment.
Yeah.
Now, that's not including what you've compounded for that six day period.
Exactly. If you think about it, if you compound 8% for 6 days in a row, that's an extra 48%, plus the 25% that you get for compounding for 5 12-hour periods in a row.
Right.
Put you at about 75% of your money that you invested in 1 week. You're getting already back. And you can pull out and get your investment back and then just let it continue to grow and do its thing.
So when you talk about return on investment or an ROI, this is a very safe bet, but it also requires participation.
Exactly.
It's not just something that's automatic.
And that's the whole thing. It's not like you can just put it in and click go. But the participation is pretty minimal, too.
5 minutes a day.
Not even. 60 seconds.
Depends on how fast your laptop is.
And who you are, how fast you can sign into your MetaMask, which is a little extension on your Chrome that stores your cryptocurrency and manages it for you. So, ultimately, you just have to log in each day to your MetaMask and this BUSD crop farmer, connect them, and then hire your workers. And then you disconnect your MetaMask from that, close out of both of them. You know, it shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes a day, but it does require your constant participation.
Participative
beer.
Beer.
It requires your beer participation. But and
5 minutes a day, though. Let's say 10 minutes.
Yeah, because you got to do it twice a day.
Right.
But ultimately, that's a small price to pay for the almost $100 that we've already made in the last 24 hours.
Right. I mean, you look at what you could achieve just within the first 2 or 3 weeks of this platform. And it's still fairly young. The contract last we saw it was hovering right around $1 million, and the lights just dimmed, and I thought I had a stroke.
It did that a second ago, and I looked, and I was like, "Are we having studio malfunctions?"
We might be. But the reality of this is that the safeguards that are built into this contract on a conservative nature for investing hard-earned money, there's a lot of safeguards that I would give my thumbs up for.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of these contracts that are out there, and there's some popular ones out there that, and the one I will tell you that I'm personally involved in, Baked Beans. Baked Beans IO, or the Crypto House, or the Baked Crypto, whatever. It's Baked Beans IO. And I will not give you a referral link for that for myself or for the channel, because whales are coming in and they're draining the contract. They're hurting the community. They're hurting what could be done. And Baked Beans does have some other things that are going on. They have their own custom token that's on the backside you can invest in, which is supposed to help the total lock value or total value locked, and we are having some serious malfunctions here.
I don't know if they'll even be able to actually bouncing off that red skin.
Yeah, you're gonna see it. Look at a beacon on top. But they're draining it, and the developers are injecting the profits on the backside to keep the total value up and running, and that's kind of concerning.
And that's kind of the whole thing with these programs is they're going to have a limited lifetime. They're not going to last forever.
No.
So even if you're watching this video a couple of months down the road and this program is far and gone, there are going to be plenty of clones of this program that have been
there will be, and
recreated.
There'll be other versions, I'm sure, and there already are other versions, because the original one we were going to get into was on the Polygon.
Polygon was complicated as fuck, though. We were struggling to figure it out.
Well, and the bridge to actually transfer money back and forth is complicated, and for the average layman that's getting in, you'd have to watch so many videos, learn how to operate the bridge.
Yeah.
It's not okay. It's not okay. They're working on it. I know they're working on it, and that'll be great down the road, but right now, it's too complicated for the average user.
But if this kind of stuff seems over your head, like it's just not something that you would comprehend, I was kind of in that boat until he sat me down, and after about a 30-minute session of walking through everything, it's not impossible to learn. It's just a new concept that you kind of have to wrap your head around. So,
and it is a scary space too. I mean, it's setting up, depending on what exchange you want to get into, whether it's Coinbase, Binance, Pawnex. There's so many exchanges you can KuCoin. You could open accounts and fund accounts on multiple different platforms. And we will go into all kinds of terminology going down the road, but the most popular for most US users is Coinbase. And I will tell you that Coinbase, while it is convenient, only access it through your computer, laptop, personal device. Do not do it through your mobile. Your mobile is a nightmare.
I made that mistake.
It's a nightmare.
I tried to do that shit. It would not work.
And the other wallets that help you out. Now, MetaMask and Trust Wallet are two big ones that a lot of these DeFi ROI contracts run off of. They're easy user interface. But the one that I like the most is Exodus.
Yeah.
Exodus is a great middle point between however you got your money in, and it comes to Exodus, and then it goes to your MetaMask or Trust Wallet, or there's dozens of others, but Exodus is a great aggregator.
Yeah.
Right? They've got a ton of different coins that they can swap for you. Internally, they do use a third party. They don't have their own. And they also have another cool feature that's built in that Young Rooster will start using later on down the road that I've been using for the last couple years, which is really nice because I've made some nice passive income just using this service. But let's get back to BUSD Crops Farmer. This really has a potential of some longevity. Just for the simple fact that it protects a lot of new users.
That's the greatest thing is it's literally like it's designed for new users. It's designed for the little guy to get in and make his little amount of scrap money rather than funding millionaires to make another $100,000.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying that the days of old are gone. That and for people that don't know, my background is I got into Bitcoin before it was huge, and 2017 was a good year.
Yeah,
it was a very good year, and so I've watched a lot of different technologies, and we'll have episodes about how I feel like in some ways, in some blockchains, crypto has really simplified and made things more streamlined, and in a lot of ways, it's become more complicated. So the end user has to learn more technology, more steps.
Yeah.
It's not user friendly, but yet the ones that are simple, that they keep simple, aren't growing the way they need to because people are putting too much fad money. What do I would call fad money, because it's the newest fishing lure.
Yeah.
Right? It's got this and that and this
like
and
it's
that.
a craze that's gonna come and pass, and
sliced bread's already here, fucks. We got it. We know how to make fire.
Right?
I mean, it's already here.
Right.
It's just people putting lipstick on a pig is what's happening. I mean, they're just trying to overcomplicate a very simplified process. But this one, and like Rooster said, it is really good for the new user.
Yeah.
Now, Rooster had some learning, and there are plenty.
Slight learning curve.
There are plenty of videos on YouTube. We've talked about making a screenshot and showing everybody how to do it, but the reality is,
we couldn't teach you better than Justin Pratt or any of these other people on YouTube that's what they do.
Right. I mean, there's some other guys that I follow on YouTube that do really great educational videos. We might leave some links below, but I'm just going to tell you that you can type just as easy as we can.
Yeah.
And you will find them. You will be inundated by hundreds, if not thousands, of videos, instructions on how to convert your BSC BNB, which is the BEP20 coin. I need to express that. Not the original.
That's
BNB.
a thing to keep track of too. There are multiple BNBs, and you could be investing in the wrong coin, so you want to make sure of that.
Or you could be holding the wrong coin.
Yeah.
You could have went into Coinbase and you brought some money in, $20, $30, $100, $300, $3,000, and then you bought the wrong BNB.
Yeah.
Now you're not screwed, and we'll talk about that in later videos.
But you're paying the fee.
You're getting poked again.
Yep.
Because your bank got you once, and then you're gonna get poked again.
Right. And as many fees are associated with Coinbase and all the hassle that comes along with Coinbase, what Coinbase is great for is your taxes. I'm going to go over this briefly just because we're getting towards the end of the video.
Yep.
But obviously, any money you make in crypto, the government's taking their slice.
Yep.
So keep that in mind. You don't want to just store it away somewhere and then
capital gains.
yeah, have the IRS come pounding down your door. That's what's great about Coinbase is after all, it's all said and done and you've made however much Binance through this program, you put it right back in your Coinbase, and then when you cash it out and send it to your bank account, they give you a statement to submit to the IRS, and then 35% of it to 50% of it is going to the government. So. Yep.
And if you think you're getting away from it, take it from somebody that's been in it. You ain't getting away from it.
The government's coming for you.
It's not going to happen. But again, we're not financial advisors.
Yep.
We don't claim to be.
Yep.
The only thing I claim to be is empty on beer.
Mm-hmm.
We will be back in a few moments. We'll see you on the next one.
That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to, that show.